Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and we have the new Konosuba Part 2 banner. Aqua and Kazuma are here, but first we do have to talk about something related but unrelated. So in the news, there is a notice about Rimuru Tempest, right? Regarding the protection skill for Rimuru Tempest, the Crimson Demon Chancellor. After confirming an issue with Rimuru, in which the Soul of Combo's damage increase was capped at 999.99, this issue was fixed. And they give a reason why it was a whole thing and everything. Guess what? There's no compensation. So, I didn't expect compensation for it. Bandai is kind of scummy sometimes. Like, we very obviously summoned for a unit that said that, and then it didn't end up being that way. They should have compensated us for it. So in no way am I, like, validating their behavior. But, I mean, if you've ever played a Bandai game, you kind of know, right? This isn't like one of their high-profile games like Dokkan or something where if something goes wrong, like, the entire internet will explode. This is Slime, right? It's a small game, a small community, a small player base, regardless of how popular it is over in Japan. And they went and fixed the issue and said, hey, sorry. Oh well. Let's just move on now. It is scummy. It does suck. I wish we got compensation, but we didn't get anything. So there's no point in really bitching about it. It is what it is. But moving on, are these two units actually worth it? And to that I say yes and no, because it really is going to depend on what your box currently looks like. So, Kazuma, we know that his first skill was the defense down, which is generic, and then the attack up, which is generic. But it's nice that it's in one skill, and it's an 80-point skill, so it's worthy of being a powerful skill. There are units that lower defense. There are units that give attack. So, yes, it's nice that it's all packaged together, but you can achieve almost the same thing with other units that are, general purpose, right? Attack buff, Space Rimuru, Light Milim, a number of other units. Defense down, Raphael is the most important one I can think of off the top of my head. So, generic skill can be useful, not necessary. His second skill is an orb change, which is really good. It is not the orb swap that most people were hoping for, including myself. But the team did need a green orb changer, because we have Megumin who's changing 2 oranges and a orange. Two oranges and a green, what the hell? And then we had Darkness, who was a special convert, right? So for Warrior's Mind, we had Guy, who did 2 greens and an orange, and then we had free-to-play Shion, who did 2 oranges. So we needed that kind of same kind of dichotomy there. So he brought it, which is fine. I think it's fine. I knew it was going to be an orb change based on the skill cost, and the team did need it, so I think it's good. I think it's a good unit. So he's a generic support with an orb change. The skills are meant to be used on a stacking team, so he fits in very well on a blue team. Very good all-purpose unit. Aqua, she does guaranteed pierce and up to 60% pierce power up, which is, again, very good. We knew it was going to be Pierce because of her second skill and because this meta nerfs crits, so someone had to give Pierce. It was Aqua. So, because we knew from Kazuma's orb or skill preview that he was not going to be the one to give Pierce. So, giving Pierce and Pierce power up by 60% is very good. Albus, EX Albus, gives Pierce and lowers Pierce resistance by 50%, which, yes, is 10% less. But it's not actually all that impactful, as I just got done testing on stream, that there was only a 4k difference in damage, which, for the tryhards, 4k is a lot. But for most people, you're not really going to notice it, right? So we did 50k versus 54k. Oh no. Yes, Aqua is stronger, because she's got that extra 10% bump. If you have Albus, you don't really need Aqua. And on top of that, Albus also has a green orb change, just like Kazuma. So it's like 2 units in 1 right there. So, again, a good general use unit, not necessary. And then her second skill, we all know from the preview, is that gives 40% alt gauge at level 10 to the unit with the highest attack, which is great, but Wind Trainee already does 35%, which, you know, is less. It's still very strong. And then also stacks Pierce resistance down by 5% every time you use it. But just based on, you know, how the skill is supposed to work, you're only buffing Megumin's EX to an EX ult. So it's going to take like three turns maybe, or 3 uses, maybe 4 if you have enough on like the nuke turn to lower it again. So it's not something you're going to be using all too often. It's not like Shion's Orb Change or something like that, or whatever her other skill is. But it will help your damage incrementally. So that's cool and everything. But again, Trainee already has that skill, and it's not what I would consider the most important thing in the world. Now, Aqua does have a nice protection trait, which is really cool. You know, protection every 3 turns is good. Kazuma's trait is unfortunately not as good. It's Pierce Power. If you send a 6 combo of blues, which I'm not nuking with Kazuma. So, realistically, if you already have an established blue stacking team, if you have Rimuru and Megumin, and you have other support units like Light Milim, like Space Rimuru, like EX Albus, you don't really need Aqua and Kazuma to run pretty efficiently, right? So I think on the Inferno 1 damage test I did on stream, we did 1.8 million damage versus what I did last time, which is like 1.6. It's not really that much of a big deal, right? As far as normal players are concerned. So I don't really think that they're necessary if you have other options. If you don't have other options for a blue stacking team, then yeah, they're going to help you a lot. They will help you a lot. You know, you can but you really kind of need Rimuru and Megumin first. They're more important because they are the protector and the nuker, and you can get other support units along the way. There's a bunch of them in the general pool. So if you don't have Megumin and Rimuru, I would still urge you to summon for them, because Rimuru as a general protector leader will help you more than Aqua, who is cool and everything, but her skills cost too much and you have no stacking protector, so you don't have any real way to use her effectively. The same with Kazuma, right? So Rimuru and Megumin, more important than Aqua and Kazuma. If you really like Konosuba, you probably already summoned, so you don't need this video, but you're watching it anyway, so thank you. And if you're still on the fence as far as I don't really care for Konosuba, in my blue teams I don't really need it because they're all stacked up anyways, then skip, right? We are getting to the point in the year where you should be looking forward for the 1 year or the 2 year anniversary in late October, which you're like, Joker, it just turned July. It's like, yes, it did just turn July. However, we know the crystal, the crystal cap for this game can be low sometimes, especially right now when Jubilee is still up in the air and may not come. So that's another max 600 crystals that we may miss out on. We don't know yet. So in order to save right now for the 2 year anniversary at the end of October, you should probably skip most everything else that's coming the next 2.5 months, 3 months. And that's just so you can ensure that you have enough to pity somebody on the triple banner for the 2 year anniversary. So that is what I'm going to start urging people to do now, is that if you really, really aren't like 100% sold on the meta, you should save all of your crystals for the 2 year anniversary starting now to maximize your crystal count and the value you're going to get on a triple featured unit banner that is the 2 year anniversary. So that is, that's the video right there. I mean, the banners also has, all the other Shizus. EX Shizu is good. Fire Shizu is good. You are only good for Valor Cup, and you are not really that good, even with your skill revamp. So, I mean, whoop-de-doo. Really, it's a pretty skippable banner if you have substitutes to put on the team in place of them. They do package everything nice into 2 units instead of being like 4 units, but you could still put a bunch of support around Megumin and you can still do really, really good damage. So that's my advice. You could probably skip them. unless you need units for that or you love Konosuba, then you can summon. But again, I really need to start urging people to save for the 2-year anniversary on October 28th. Technically the 27th. Or is the 28th and 29th? It's late October. It's between the 27th and 28th of October. One of those days will be the 2-year anniversary banner. Not too far away if you think about it. But if you did summon on Kazuma and Aqua, let me know how your summons went. Were you able to match my summon for Aqua? That was in the stream. If you didn't see that, you should probably go find it because it's hilarious. But let me know in the comments how you guys did. But that's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.